Welcome everyone. Now in the last video we saw how GSM system locates its mobile users using different numbers and how calls are established whether they are originated by mobile users or they are terminated at mobile users. Now in this session or in this video we will discuss or we will see another concept which is implemented by GSM, that is a handover, or it is also called as handoff. Handover is a term used in the European countries, whereas handoff is a term used in American continent. Okay, so what is the definition of handover? It's pretty simple. It can be written as a process of transferring an ongoing communication connection. That connection may be a voice connection or it may be a data connection from one frequency channel to another frequency channel. Okay, so that is the definition. Now, as I said, handover happens from between two frequency channels. Then first question that should arise, why this handover is required? There are several reasons to it. We will come to that later on. But GSM intends to make this transfer possible without dropping the connection. That means users are not aware that this transfer of frequency channel is happening. So your calls are not dropped. This type of handover is known as soft handoff. Okay. Another type is hard handoff, in which your connection is temporarily dropped when you are transferred from one channel to another channel. Okay. So in short, GSM implements soft handover or soft handoff. Also, GSM aims to complete this handover procedure within 60 milliseconds. So it happens in very short period of time. So users are not able to recognize them. So as I said, there must be some reason why we are transferring a connection from one channel to another channel. GSM have identified 40 such reasons, but we are not going to mention all of them here. The two basic reasons for handover. First one, if mobile user or mobile station moves out of the range of base station or moves out of the range of antenna to which it is connected. So as we know, each base station has a certain set of frequency channels allocated. So if you move out of the range of that particular base station, those channels will not be valid. So you have to move from one channel to another channel. Okay. Or sometimes if there is a sectorized antenna, different antennas are used uh, for providing the services, and each antenna has a separate set of channels allocated to them, or each antenna radiates a separate frequency channel. So when you move from one antenna to another antenna also, you may be transferred from one channel to another channel. So that is the first reason. Now the second reason is, sometimes even when you are not moving, the traffic or users in that particular region becomes too many that it remains impossible to provide same frequency channel throughout the call period, and at that time you are handover from one frequency channel to another frequency channel. Okay, we will see several scenarios in which this handover procedure is carried out, but these are the two main basic reasons for making a handover procedure possible or making a handover inside a GSM system. Okay, so let's see which are the scenarios in which handover will be initiated by the GSM system. So on your screen you can see there are four scenarios shown over here. Let's talk about them one by one. The first scenario, intra-cell handover. So what is intra-cell handover? As the name suggests, this type of handover occurs, this type of transfer of frequency channel occurs even when user is inside the same cell. Okay, so intra-cell handover means even when you are inside the same cell, you are transferred from one channel to another channel. That means you are in the same BTS. You are in same cell means you are in the same BTS and still you are transferred. This type of handover occurs mostly when traffic is too much within a cell. The reason being that too much traffic, or sometimes the geographical surroundings in that cell are too inconsistent. Let's say there are hills, then valleys. Okay, so whenever you move from a hill to valley, there may be problem of reflection, diffraction, and other parameters which causes the interference, and due to that you may be transferred from one channel to another channel. So reasons of type 1 scenario is handover in type 1 scenario is traffic intensity or geographical location issues. Okay, then second scenario is this one, when user moves from one cell to another cell. Now when user moving from one cell to another cell, it is changing the base station, as you can see in the diagram. BTS is changed. This type of handover is called as inter-cell intra-BSC handover. You are changing the cell, but you are still controlled by the same base station controller. You can see this base station is controlling both the cells. Okay, since each base station is allocated a different set of channel, let's say F1 for first cell and F2 for second cell, you will be transferred from F1 to F2 in case of second scenario. Then third scenario is inter BSC and intra MSC handover. Now in the second scenario, user moves from one cell to another cell which is controlled by different BSC. You can observe both are different BSCs, but they are controlled by the same MSC. Okay, this is a hierarchical structure in the GSM. So in the third case, same thing, different channels are allocated to different cells. Since they are part of different BSCs, the handover procedure will be initiated. And the last scenario is inter MSC handover. Okay, in this case, user moves from one cell to a cell which is managed by a different MSC. Not only different BTS and BSC, but it is also managed by different MSC. Sometimes this is also called as roaming. So when you move from Mumbai to, let's say, Delhi, you are controlled by different MSCs. Okay, so it is called as roaming. Or you move from India to, let's say, United States, you are completely controlled by different MSCs. So that will be such a inter MSC handover. Okay, reasons are same, different channels available to different cells, so you are transferred from one channel to different channel or another channel. So these are the four basic scenarios. Types of handover are hard handoff and soft handoff, or hard handover and soft handover, and handover scenarios are these four. Apart from this, there are not many reasons why handover should happen. Most of the other reason falls in the first scenario, where you are within the same cell and still handover is initiated. Okay, so how does system decides that it is time to start a handover process? So to make that possible, first of all you need to know whether a user is receiving sufficient signal quality or not. And for that, mobile station periodically sends a signal level or signal strength level and bit error rate measurement over a continuous period of time. Okay, so this type of information is regularly sent by the mobile user or mobile station to its corresponding base station. Okay, and this measurement is done for both types of link, downlink and uplink. Downlink means base station to mobile station, uplink means mobile station to base station. So in any one of them, if there is a error or if there is a problem, handover will be initiated. Such measurement reports are sent by mobile station about every half a second. Okay, after every half a second, measurements will be sent by mobile station. Such concept is called as mobile assisted handoff, which is out of our current discussion. So let's not get detail into it. So such reports are sent by mobile station every half a second, which contains the quality of current link. Quality means signal strength and bit error rate. How much erroneous data you are communicating, that will be sent. Okay. So based on this, decision may be taken. So handover decision does not depend on actual value of the received signal strength, but on the average value. The meaning of it this is, let's say at certain moment of time I receive a signal strength which is too low, but it is too low for only small period of time. Apart from it, most of the communication is having good signal strength. That small period of time should be within nanoseconds or microseconds, otherwise handover may be initiated. So rather than taking momentary signal strength, usually user or system decides it is time to start a handover procedure by considering average value of a signal strength or average value of bit error rate. Okay, so let's say my signal strength is continuously good, it's drops for a small period of time and again it reaches to a good value. In that case, handover will not be carried out, because most of the time you are having a good signal strength for longer period of time, so that means your frequency channel is a good one. So handover will not be initiated for that, because we are considering average value of this one will be very good one. Okay, so handover will not be initiated. Hence, BSC collects all values from base station and MS station and calculates the average values and then makes a decision whether to start a handoff or handover or not to start a handover. Okay, so what is the basic formula or basic concept behind this decision? Let's see that with a simple example. On your screen, you will see uh, a diagram. Here, let's say mobile user is currently in this location and it is moving in this particular direction at a constant speed. Let's say mobile station is in a car, you are traveling by a car, so you are moving in this direction, and this is your antenna which is providing your service. So as you move away from the antenna or your tower or your base station, your signal strength will start decreasing. We have seen this in the previous videos. Signal strength decreases when you move away from the base station. Okay, so signal strength start decreasing, and after certain time, let's say at this point at this point signal strength becomes too low that it is not possible to communicate or continue the communication on the same channel for longer period of time. So shall we start a handover immediately? No, because we are saying that we consider the average value. So we don't start immediately the handover. We still wait up to small further period of time like this one, and at this point, let's say it becomes impossible to continue using the same channel. So you are handed over from one channel to another channel. Okay, so this is how decisions are made. Now what is done over here? Signal strengths are periodically measured. They were good. Now these values are compared with the two thresholds. This one was our first threshold, which indicated that it is becoming difficult to continue on the same channel. So this is, let's say, first threshold. Then this is a second threshold at which we conclude that beyond this it is not possible to continue with the same channel. So second threshold. So first threshold is known as threshold for beginning handover procedure, and second threshold is known as threshold for cutoff. The difference between these two is called as handover margin. So during uh, this particular signal strength levels, your handover process should get completed. That means this period should be less than 60 milliseconds. Okay, otherwise call will be dropped. So we are comparing our signal strength Our system is comparing our signal strength with these through two thresholds. Sorry, threshold for beginning the handover and threshold for call being dropped. With these two, signal strengths are measured and decision is taken whether to start a handoff or can complete a handoff or not to start. Why we are comparing with two? Let's take modification to our situation. If user is moving in this direction and turns back again towards the antenna or base station, then your signal strength will drop and again increase because you are moving again towards your own base station. So no need of handoff required. So this is why we are using a handover margin to make a decision. Then there may be another situation which is called as ping pong effect, where unnecessary handovers may occur. Okay, let's say you are moving from here to here and suddenly move back to here, then move back to again opposite direction, and this keeps on happening. So your signal strength is fluctuating tremendously. So every time you are making a handover, and that is not desired, and that's why we compare average values to threshold values. Okay, so this is called as ping pong effect, where you are moving back and forth between two locations which are within the threshold levels of the handover procedure. Okay, so this is how decisions are made. Sorry. So this is what handover is about. Let's say the procedure which is actually carried out. So it's a timing diagram depicting how exactly the handover procedure is initiated and it is completed. So starting from mobile station, as I said, signal strength measurements or bit error rate measurements are continuously sent by MS mobile station to base station to which it is currently connected. We are calling it as a BTS old. BTS old means the BTS to which you are currently connected. Okay, now this are forwarded to BSC, now which is called as BSC old. Now BSC compares these received measurement reports with the threshold values. Based on that, it makes a handover decision. Let's say it decides that handover is required now. So it forwards the handover required message to MSC. Now MSC now finds out a possible surrounding BSCs where channels are available and which can be allocated to your current user. One important thing I forgot to mention, when we are sending these measurement reports, not only our current signal strength is given, but most of the times what are the neighboring cells transmitting at, or what are the neighboring channels having signal strength, that is also reported to the base station. So that helps in making this handover decision pretty quickly. So not only our signal strength, that is our channel signal strength, but also the signal strength of neighboring channels may be also reported by the mobile station. So that is why it happens very quickly. So MSC realizes, or MSC finds out which are the neighboring cells which can provide the channels to your communication, and chooses one of such base station controller and sends a handover request. Let's call this as a new BSC to which you will be transferred now. Okay, so new BSC is alerted. New BSC allocates the resources like frequency channel and proper encoding parameters and all those, and activates the channel on that particular new base station. Now whenever a channel is activated on that new base station, it is acknowledged by the base station to the BSC, back to the MSC, back to the old BSC, and back to mobile station via BTS. Okay, this is done via handover command. Okay, so when a new channel is activated, then only your handset or you are informed about handover. Okay, that's why it is called as soft handoff. See here, your mobile station is informed about handover when new channel is activated. So you are not disconnected from your communication. That's why it is a soft handoff. Once mobile station knows that new channel is available for communication, then it accesses that channel, which is part of a new base station. Once it accesses the channel, we can say link is established, and once link is established, for a short moment of time, a mobile station has two channels to which it is connected, one from old and one from new one. This happens for very short period of time, very short period of time. Once link is complete, establishment is complete, you release the previous channel. That means channel from old BTS is released, and new base station sends a command called as handover complete to new base station controller, which sends or forwards that command to mobile station, and that's when clear command is forwarded to mobile station. Sorry, clear command is forwarded to old base station, and previous channel is freed because it is no longer serving any purpose. So you move from two channels to back to the single channel. So you are now accessing only one channel, which is part of a new base station. So once previous channel is freed, acknowledgement is sent from previous base station, which is old base station, and clear is completed. Okay, so as you can see from this diagram, this is how soft handoff is carried out. You are acquiring a new channel and then releasing the old channel. That is why it is a soft handoff. Okay, so that's all about handover, which is carried out in GSM.